Hi guys, so I just reread The Alchemist again today. I've read it a couple of times now, but every time I read it, it brings something new. And one of the things that has come up a lot for me is, when I talk to various people about what I do, especially people who haven't really heard of sexual energy and how do you use it, and, why is it so important to money and sex? I'm often asked, how did you get into this? Why would you do this? And, that's a great question. I had what from the outside would look like the perfect life. I had a six-figure income, steady benefits. I had, the perfect marriage, 4 kids. I finished my master's degree. Everything looked like it was tickety-boo. I had a job where people loved me. I was contributing. Why would I shake everything up as much as I did? Well, in the book, The Alchemist, it talks about the personal legend and that everyone has one and uncovering it. And you hear other people talk about the purpose and whatever else. And it doesn't have to be any grand thing. It doesn't mean you have to change your whole life like I did. But in my particular case, I had been led to this over and over and over again. So all through my formative education, I would study sex and I would want to know what was behind sex and why was it such a powerful driver. And I didn't necessarily know why I was always drawn to it. I'm a very sexual person, sure, but there was more to it. I wanted to understand what was behind it. I also spent years studying psychology and the way the mind worked, but beyond what Freud told us or beyond what the brain chemistry is, beyond what the science is, and that led me to quantum physics and biocentrism and, the mind outside of the mind and spirituality and multiple universes and, I could go on and on. But all through this, there was always this connection and this ability that I had when I talked to people to help them see their problems with multiple solutions, to take away the angst and the incredible fear that they had around this stuff and allow them to see that there were options that they could follow to get themselves out of this. And it was powerful. It was bigger than I was. I remember when I first started coaching, I think it was 4 or so years ago, I often wondered, how am I going to know what questions to ask? Even though I had done a coaching course as part of my master's degree, I often wondered how am I going to know what questions to ask? The questions come through me. It is really something so powerful. And the linkages between someone's life and the different patterns that are there, just appear to me. And it's something that I have learned to love and trust and lean into. It's something that I, at first I would, deny was happening, but it is such a powerful thing. And, this link to money, like why is money and sex so important? Why are the two so linked together? Why do people need to explore this? Well, the patterns of shame and guilt that most of us are raised with are so powerful. It talks over everything that you may want to do. Any good idea you have, it'll talk yourself out of it. Anytime you want to make progress, it'll bring you back down. There are so many times that this stuff will take you back a step and you'll find yourself making progress and then taking steps back and making progress and taking steps back. But when someone opens up and is open to the work that I do, the progress they make in such a short time, and that we're able to help them keep climbing, and the momentum that's built and the breakthroughs that they're able to see and have is really just so beautiful, and it's so powerful. And it is something that, they may be able to figure out on their own, but it takes so much more time because your subconscious mind is designed to stop you from doing this. And, I'm just honored that this is something that, I'm meant to do, and that, by taking the chance and taking the leap, that I've been able to step into my personal legend, to quote The Alchemist, and to, see where this is going to take me. And I know that there's much more to go, but it is so beautiful. And I just want that for everyone. Like, when I talk to entrepreneurs who have these, roller coaster months, and they find themselves making progress and taking steps back and making progress and taking steps back. If I can break that cycle for them, even just one time, to show them what's possible, you know, it is just so powerful and so important. And so, you know, I absolutely love what I do. I am here to share that with as many people as possible. And I'm so glad that you guys are in this group, you know, open to this kind of thing. So please do ask questions. If you have questions about my new Mindsex mastermind that's open up, 10 weeks to get you some really clear opportunities, let me know. I really am so excited about it, and I am excited to share that with more of you and to help you guys see how money and sex are so important, but they push down your opportunities out of fear of judgment and self-sabotage and bringing up shame and guilt, and it covers up the lack of self-worth. There's so many things that's layered in with this, and to be able to help someone out of that is just so beautiful. So let me know in the comments, and let me know what your personal legend is. Have you figured that out for yourself? What is your path? What are you learning along the way? What are the hiccups that you've hit, and what are the things that you've had to do and change and give up to lead to this? It's really such an important thing. So I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments. Talk to you soon.